doing is he's getting good separation. He's a very good shooter, takes a lot of shots. He's a volume shooter, but they need him to be aggressive because he puts pressure on the defense, and now he has a little bit of rhythm, which is why Howard is starting to get some confidence.
Caleb Johnson with 10 for Georgetown, and Charles Williams has 10 to lead Howard in a turnover, and that's been an issue for Georgetown this year. That's their first of the night, but they're turning it over more than their opponent, and as we've noted, their opponents have not been top caliber. Williams misses that 15-footer, had a man and a hand in his face, and Georgetown trying to run. Mulmore push to Blair.
Mulmore does a good job of playing with pace and kind of getting them out in the open court, and then if there's no shot.
And that is a great point. Mulmore, 22 feet out, sticks the three. Georgetown has shot 41% from distance, and that's terrific.
Well, what you like about Mulmore is he's controlling tempo. He's not forcing things.
Great defense. Govan triggers it. And a foul in the lane. Mingo is down, and he fouled Mulmore. He doesn't shoot it often, but when Mulmore does shoot the three, he makes it. He's 6 of 8. And there's the left hand of Jesse Govan.
Yeah, that was a good rotation by the freshman Walker and Govan, protecting the rim.
If you're Govan,
yeah,
and it's the off season, and you have a coaching change, and into the office walks the man on the left, that for a big man, and he's a junior, to have 2 years next to Patrick Ewing, who a Hall of Fame player, one of the 50 best players ever, has, a star in college, a star in the NBA, but 15 years as an assistant head coach in the NBA as well. I mean, that's like a dream come true.
Yeah, it really is. It doesn't get any better than that for Govan, especially being a big man, knowing the history of Georgetown and the history of success with big men, starting with Pat Ewing and then going through Mutombo and Mourning and, Hibbert and Othella Harrington. The list goes on. But, yeah, I mean, Govan has certainly shown that excitement to have Pat Ewing as his coach and mentor and really bought into his message.
Of course, it helps that he grew up as a huge Knicks fan, too. So
he's a local guy, exactly. So he literally grew up watching him at the Garden. So it's been great so far for him.
Hoyas with the possession and the lead, 13-point lead. Spinning and hitting is Marcus Derrickson, the junior. And all of a sudden, Georgetown has distanced themselves back to 15.
Well, that's there all night. In that 2-3 zone that Howard's playing, Derrickson continues to flash to that high post elbow area and hit that little 15-footer.
Mingo rises. And his jumper won't go. Offside rebound. Here come the Hoyas. Jagan Mosley. Mosley down the lane. Stripped. And a foul, an offensive foul on Mosley, who's down.
Well, that's a rare turnover. Mosley usually pretty solid in terms of taking care of the ball. Left his feet there, a little out of control. But here we'll see him just try to go too deep. And, when you leave your feet, you leave yourself vulnerable to a charge. And that's exactly what happened.
Cameron Lewis's feet were outside the circle. And so Mosley still on the floor. The man with the ball was a high school teammate of Mosley's at St. Anthony's for the legendary Bob Hurley. And R.J. Cole hits a three. Cole, a freshman. He's one of the top recruits that Howard has had in some time coming out of St. Anthony's.
They're excited about him. Yeah, as you said, he's a highly touted recruit coming out of St. Anthony's, a big-time program. And
this pass from Govan and a miss by Derrickson.
They play so well together. Derrickson and Govan, the two leaders of this team, the two leading scorers, and the two most experienced players have shown that they like to really look for each other, especially when it comes to interior passing. Nice high-low action there, and Derrickson, a wide low down low, has good hands as well. So that's going to be really important. The way those two guys play together going into Big East play is going to be crucial.
Everybody talks about who Georgetown has not played because their schedule hasn't been very good. But as a player, Tariq, if you're a Georgetown player, aren't you starving for Syracuse to come in here aren't you just counting the days until Butler gets here?
Oh, no question. But you have to balance that with not overlooking the teams you're playing, and they've done a good job of that. But I agree with you, Rich. They are thirsty and hungry to prove some of these critics wrong. You know, they're picked 9th in the Big East, so obviously that's nothing to be proud of. And they're coming off a tough year last year where they didn't make the tournament, and they have a new coach, so there's a lot of motivation there.
Govan flashes and hits. Great feet, a guy that can turn and face the basket. As Patrick Ewing said, he's gifted, and he is showing it here tonight.
Well, Howard's zone is leaving that middle area open, and it's either Govan or Derrickson flashing to the middle of that high post area and making plays.
Cole feeds Obendu, and Obendu misses a shot up the floor. And Govan got position. He's down.
Took a hard foul. Govan is doing a really good job of sealing his man under the basket. And that's what we talk about, Rich, with Govan asserting himself. He's a versatile player that can flash and get to the open space, particularly versus that zone. He's very comfortable facing up and hitting that 15-footer.
Great hands, great feet. Patrick Ewing told us that he's not a natural rebounder, and that's one of the areas that they've really stressed leading into the season is, you know, take a guy who's not used to rebounding and make him live and breathe rebounding.
You're exactly right. And the way you become a natural rebounder in his case is you making a concerted effort to be consistently dominant on the glass. And right now he's done that, regardless who they're playing. And he's a double-double guy, one of the top rebounders. I think he's 3rd in the country nationally right now.
Lead is 15 now. Georgetown here. 4 minutes left in this first half. Howard right now outmanned. R.J. Cole, good defense. Mulmore cuts him off. Williams has been hot. He's cut off. And good help. Pickett almost got the strip. Shot clock's got 8 left in it. And the possession stays with Howard. Now that's what Patrick Ewing likes. That's the type of